everybody, it's Flamecraft. Everybody loves Flamecraft. I mean, look at it. What is there not to love? It's got all of the things in it, and isn't it pretty? So I love Flamecraft. In fact, I had to put in so much work to love Flamecraft. This is wingnut, hot dog, thistle, loaf, potato, brisket, jasmine, cookie, death fang, and mulch. They comprise the dragons that Flamecraft will usher you to employ in small businesses in a village so saccharine you'll need to write your own naff sugar analogy just to get through one game. Maybe a dentist joke, you decide. Flamecraft doesn't so much go on the charm offensive as it is the charm offensive. It screams, like me or you're not human, a monster, an immoral anomaly bereft of understanding and soul. Which brings us to me and my shameful inability to reconcile the fact that maybe this board game isn't all it's cracked up to be. Let's take a closer look. In Flamecraft, a game for ages 10 and up, which I believe puts me in the golden middle of its target demographic, you're trying to have the most reputation, these hearts, which are not victory points, even though they function exactly like victory points. How do you get reputation? Well, there are a number of ways, but chief amongst them is the enchanting of shops. How do you enchant shops? Well, come my young Dragon HR representative. I will show you. Each enchantment has a requirement in resources. Collect them and you can claim the enchantment and tuck it under a shop. If you do that, you'll collect various bonuses, one of them being reputation. We've gone over the what, let's talk about the how. Flamecraft will chug along with each player taking a turn at a time. On your turn, you will take your dragon piece from one of the shops and move it to a different shop. Wait, is that? Oh no! Dear viewers, I regret to inform you, this game is rife, riddled, poxed with puns. Critical roles, funky Brewsters, oh my god, so cute, I beg to differ. Are they clever, witty expressions blending with a rich tapestry of artwork that paints a holistic picture of this town, its inhabitants, and the way of life, culture, and a happy-go-lucky attitude formed by a tightly knit, caring community? Yes! But it's puns, and puns are illegal. You get arrested for that sort of thing on NPI, so I can't allow that. Anywho, each turn you will move your dragon to any of the game's shops for a visit. If there's already another player's dragon there, they will get a free resource of their choice out of the bank. And then you get to either gather at the shop or enchant it, each option opening up a cornucopia of procedures. The gist is that gathering at a shop will net you resources, whereas enchanting at a shop will get you reputation. And this rule of thumb is true at the start of the game, but shifts into unpredictable complications as the game state evolves and becomes more muddy and convoluted. Let's say we do choose to gather, then 4 things can happen. First, we'll collect resources depicted on the shop, the dragons that work there, and any enchantments already present. Next, as the HR representatives that we are, we might be bringing our own cadre of potential flame-breathing employees who seem to be dead set on being exploited by small business owners because they misguidedly believe that this will bring them happiness. What do you mean tone it down? This isn't a family game. Okay, sorry. The dragons are very happy to be working, yes. If you have artisan dragons in your hand, you can play them to the shop as long as their type matches the type on the spot. If doing so covers up a bonus symbol, you will get that bonus immediately, such as reputation, or maybe a shiny coin, which is a wild resource. Imagine the shop requiring employees with certain skill sets, like breathing fire to bake bread, or breathing fire to smelt metal, or breathing fire to brew potions. And I'm not making fun, this really is very adorable, especially because after you've visited a shop, you get to activate one of the dragons that work there. And it could be the dragon that you just brought there. And it's like you're the parent and it's their first day at work and they're already doing their thing as if they know what they're doing. Baker Dragons will let you draw a new dragon card. Smelters will make 2 more resources that the shop produces. Herbalist Dragons let you gift a resource to another player and get a bonus 2 points, and so on. If a shop gets entirely filled up with dragons, then a new one will open business at the end of that round. The shops at the start of the game simply provide different resources and employ different types of dragons. However, these new ones will provide abilities for any gatherers as the 4th and final step. Or instead of doing any of that, you can choose to enchant. You pick an enchantment matching the type of shop you travel to from this row. Pay the resources depicted on it, tuck the rewards in your metaphorical pouch, and tuck the enchantment itself under the shop. Then you get to activate all the dragons in that shop instead of just one, which is what you do when you do a gather. Again, this entire elaborate presentation masquerades a very familiar board game trapping: collecting and converting. A genre filled to the brim with reliable reward-based endorphin releases from Splendor to Century Spice Road. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. At the start, they lull you into a familiar rhythm because the formula is simple. If I collect 3 anvils, 2 breads and 1 steak, I can take a turn and convert that into 6 points. Okay, how do we do that? So I'm gonna take my dragon to Smith Mart, where I can collect 2 anvils and also 2 potions that I can use later for something else. Then, on my next turn, I can go back to Guilty Treasures, get 3 breads, all the breads, and a diamond, again, can use that for something else. And finally, I can fire up one of the dragons here. Let's say I fire up Jewel Heart. That will give me 3 different resources of my choice. So let's say I take a steak, an anvil, and let's say another diamond. And finally, next turn, I can take the... Someone already took that enchantment. Life has lost all meaning. But as the game chugs along, more and more this rhythm becomes discordant. You might get a fancy dragon that introduces new scoring opportunities exclusive to you, or maybe a new shop opens its doors offering abilities that, if timed well, can be as lucrative as enchanting. If I do a gather action at Pizza Coven, not only do I get to do all of the normal things that I do when I gather, like collect resources, place a dragon, and placing a dragon here isn't gonna net me 3 bonus points just for nothing. I then also get to activate its ability, which says if you can match the resources that you have to the dragons in the park area here, and then you spend those resources for each resource, you get a point. That's 5 extra points on top of everything else that I do. Of course, the real trick is to combine gathering at Pizza Coven at the right time, get all the points, and then in the next turn use the resources you got from that to enchant the shop for more gains. Bobbing and weaving through this cutesy idyllic town, an unstoppable force of capitalist efficiency and exploitation, gawking at all the adorable names like, I was a very early adopter of smartphones, which naturally made me a very early burner-outer on smartphones. So in an act of complete wanton rebellion, I shed the silicon smart chip and got myself this. Obviously, it wasn't what you would call a feature-rich phone. It could answer calls. In a pinch, you could listen to some music through the world's worst headphones. But also, you had the ability to set your own welcome text. Just don't ask, okay? I don't know what infantile purpose led me to type in the words fart cutlet, but I did, so this was now fart cutlet. That was its name. The key thing here being the word cutlet, which in my humble opinion is the finest word in the English language. Cellar door, please, just sounds like celery, disgusting. Naturally, because of the irresistible beauty of the word and its comedic juxtaposition against fart, Elaine was quickly taken to calling it fart cutlet as well. One day, it accidentally fell into her work bag as if setting off on a brave adventure of its own. And throughout the day I got email updates with pictures of the various things it got up to in the library. It became a member of our family. Elaine even wrote a Steel I Span-like folk song for it, which she will now perform in full.
Oh, fatty cutlet, little fatty cutlet, fatty cutlet, fat, fat, fat. He farts in the morning, in the evening, little fatty cutlet, fat, fat, fat. He's so fatty, fatty cutlet, little fatty cutlet, fat, fat, fat. Oh, fatty cutlet, little fatty cutlet, fatty cutlet, fat, fat, fat.
I wanted you to understand exactly at what point Flamecraft pierced my crusty old man armor and melted my heart, and not in a fire-breathing dragon incinerate your organs kind of way. Once I saw that there was a dragon called Cutlet, that was it! I was Ebenezer Scrooge on Christmas morning. I embraced the cuteness, dental cavities and all, and I never looked back. Asterisk on the never. And if Flamecraft is a formula we've seen one time too many, so be it. It's competent, light-hearted, engaging, and joyful. Its exuberance captures the imagination like no other. If it can convert this tired soul, think of the formative attachments it can create for someone who's younger. In that regard, it's not only a real winner, it's unique. I did make a point to highlight how thematically what you're doing doesn't really make sense. You move a dragon from shop to shop that represents you, but then you don't seem draconic. You come across more corporate in your resource gathering HR agent endeavors. But there is a mechanical tonality that nevertheless feels apt because Flamecraft matches its thematic positivity to its game design positivity. Anywhere you go, anything you choose, there's a reward at the end of it. The game part is being slightly more efficient at it than others, so this bright and cheery world is also bright in gameplay. Flamecraft, more than most games, knows exactly what it wants to be, and it nails that landing. And I said all of that just now just to make you understand that I get it. I understand why people like Flamecraft, but actually I still don't like it. I'm sorry, I still don't like it. And all the criticisms, real criticism that I do have for it stem from all the positives that I just mentioned. So there is that. It is precisely this positivity that eventually gets to me. And I'm not a cynical dude, I hopefully just explained that. But because, okay, imagine someone says to you, hey, would you like this pizza? Or some sushi? Or this bowl of ramen? Or some ice cream? Or a milkshake? Or a lasagna? I don't know, just give me anything. They all sound great and I don't care anymore. Flamecraft numbs you with positivity so much that by the end of the game it feels like 5 people are simultaneously giving you a hug and telling you that it's all going to be okay. And you just want them to leave you alone because it's not helping. You know that Gogol Bordello song? Have you ever been to an American wedding? Where's the vodka? Where's the marinated herring? Don't worry, I know this game is for kids. I'd never give them marinated herring, but that's how I feel when I play Flamecraft. By the end of the game state becomes so complex, yet simultaneously so homogeneous that I just want to tell my friends that I have to get up early tomorrow, get a cab, and go home. Which I guess brings us to the verdict, where I don't like this game, but that turned out to be a lie. I think it's very good, except that it makes me feel numb. All in all, a fantastic, no pun included review. Many more to come. I'm going to play you out with a song.
Give us money, give us money, give us money on Patreon. Board games in the morning, board games in the evening, board games in the morning, money Patreon.
Oh, that Elaine. Wit and musical talent. But she's not kidding because this year we aim to bring you more no pun included than ever. For example, if not Flamecraft, then what else? Well, I would recommend Evergreen. Same length, same complexity, family-friendly, beautiful artwork, but where can you find out more about it? Well, we've just resurrected our podcast and renamed it to Talk Cardboard. And you can find more about Evergreen and other games on our very first episode on all your podcast devices and nopuntincluded.com, which is our website. And if you'd like to support this ongoing work, well, there's a link to our Patreon right here.